Well, I moved to New York in 1981, and then in 1983 we bought this building and started working.
Who's we?
It was a group of friends living nearby, and we decided to start this secondhand business. Of the three people, I was the one who stuck with it, and for many years I became the manager. We never knew who was going to come through the door, and we never knew what we were going to get because it was a variety store. And I liked the variety of people in our neighborhood, and I was very, very committed to the idea of salvaging and taking advantage of the wastefulness of our larger society, which is that, people just get rid of lots of wonderful, valuable things, and I was very dedicated to the idea of not letting them go to waste and not letting them go into the landfill. At the time, the dump was still open, but it really was a business that I felt just worked for me because I liked the people parts of the job, and I also I had organizational skills and energy, and I didn't mind doing whatever was needed, like cleaning or whatever. You said you didn't know. It wasn't necessarily clear that I was one of the owners. I was just here helping people and doing whatever was needed, and I enjoyed it. I liked having a job that was right in my neighborhood and where I felt like I was making a difference. So it took a lot of energy, and after 18 years, I felt like I loved it, but on the other hand, I felt like I was ready to maybe do something else, and I wasn't sure really what that was, but I took a break from the business. I guess I got into a new phase in my own thinking where I realized the power we have in an urban environment to affect change. A lot of, we're in the city, there's a lot of people here, there's a lot of opportunity to make a difference in people's lives. And we have been making a difference in this particular way. We own the building, and we have the ability to reach people or let people or introduce people to new ideas, or create a space where they could meet and exciting things could happen. But it's all kind of murky. I didn't really know what I wanted to do, I guess. And Steve had he had a clearer vision of creating a space where there could be art, there could be performances, there could be unknown happenings, but a place, a meeting space.
So you're going to have something out here?
This is a natural amphitheater. We're going to have a platform along there, which will be a stage. So we can have music and spoken word events. And it's just a nice country-like place to hang out.
Fabulous.
We have a hammock. We're going to develop it more.
Wonderful. Thank you.
We're excited about it.
And I felt more committed to the bookstore and books and records, but particularly books and coffee and tea, because I felt that was it. Since I live here, just as a person in the neighborhood, I felt that a neighborhood with a bookstore makes a difference. It makes a big difference. If you think, I live in this area, this part of Staten Island, I felt that the loss of the Everything Goes variety store, I felt like certain aspects of it would continue in the furniture store, in the clothing store, maybe not the whole gamut, but I felt that the loss of the bookstore was very important, because books are vehicles for presenting ideas, and the people that the bookstore attracted, including the whole range of books that we have, I always felt was the most interesting part of the business. Basically, I felt like if there was anything that I would be personally willing to really put my energy into, it was like having a bookstore cafe. Well, both of my parents were librarians. I grew up in Washington, D.C., and my father worked for the National Library of Medicine, which is part of NIH. And my mother became a librarian later in life, actually. and she worked for a university, Catholic University in Washington, D.C. So that's my family heritage, is the librarian in me. And so that came together with Steve's vision of cafe performance space, and together it felt like, I felt that by joining with him, because he is an artist, and he was in the East Village all those years, he had a vision for how to transform the physical space, and I felt that joining with him, we could create something that was exciting to me, and it wouldn't feel like the same old thing. I think that Steve and I have a good balance and a good relationship, and that infects the place, that with our